Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Scale Podcast. I am Tom, and I am very happy to practice English with you today. In today's podcast, we are going to talk about something that can change the way you live your life. We are going to talk about believing in yourself. This is a simple idea, but it is also a very powerful one. Many people think confidence is something you are born with. They believe that confident people are simply lucky, but that is not true. Confidence is something you build little by little. It grows through small actions, small successes, and even small failures. Every person feels unsure sometimes. Every person has moments when they ask themselves, "Can I really do this?" Even successful people have these thoughts. The difference is that they do not stop because of them. They continue moving forward even when they feel nervous. Have you ever wanted to try something new but decided not to because you were afraid? Maybe you wanted to speak English with someone, but you worried about making mistakes. Maybe you wanted to apply for a new job, but you thought you were not good enough. Maybe you wanted to start exercising, learn a new skill, or travel alone, but fear stopped you before you even began. These situations are very common. Almost everyone experiences them. The problem is not that we feel fear. The problem is that we sometimes believe our fear more than we believe ourselves. Fear often tells us stories that are not true. It says, "You will fail." It says, "People will laugh at you." It says, "You are not ready." But these are only thoughts. Thoughts are not always facts. Many times, our minds create problems before anything has actually happened. Today, we will learn how to become more confident in a simple and practical way. We will use easy English and natural examples from daily life. We will talk about school, work, family, friendships, learning English, and personal goals. By the end of this podcast, you will understand that believing in yourself does not mean thinking you are perfect. It means believing that you can learn, improve, and keep going. First, let us understand what believing in yourself really means. Some people think confidence means never feeling nervous. That is not true. Confident people also feel nervous. They also make mistakes. They also have bad days. The difference is that they do not let these moments define them. They know that one mistake does not decide their future. Imagine a child learning to ride a bicycle. The child falls down many times. Sometimes the child feels frustrated. Sometimes the child wants to stop. But with practice, balance becomes easier. One day, the child rides without thinking too much. Confidence grows because of practice, not because everything was easy from the beginning. Learning English is very similar. At first, you may forget words. You may make grammar mistakes. You may pronounce some words incorrectly. Sometimes you may feel embarrassed. But every conversation teaches you something new. Every sentence you speak makes you stronger. Every mistake becomes a lesson. This is how confidence grows. Many English learners wait until they think their English is perfect before speaking. They tell themselves, "I will speak when I know more words." Or they say, "I will start conversations when my grammar is better." But this day often never comes. There is always another word to learn or another grammar rule to study. If you wait for perfection, you may wait forever. Instead, try saying something simple today. Even one short sentence is better than saying nothing. You can say, "How are you today?" You can say, "I like this book." You can say, "I am learning English every day." These simple sentences may not seem impressive, but they are important. They are proof that you are practicing. They are proof that you are growing. Now let us think about how we talk to ourselves. Many people have two voices in their minds. One voice encourages them, the other voice criticizes them. The critical voice says, "You are not smart enough." It says, "You always make mistakes." It says, "Other people are better than you." If you listen to this voice all the time, your confidence becomes weaker. What if you changed that voice? Instead of saying, I cannot do this, you could say, I cannot do this yet. That one small word changes everything. The word yet reminds us that learning takes time. It reminds us that today is not the end of the story. You are still improving. You are still becoming better. Here are some examples. Instead of saying, my English is terrible, you can say, my English is improving every week. Instead of saying, I always make mistakes, you can say, every mistake helps me learn. Instead of saying, I am not confident, you can say, I am building my confidence step by step. These sentences are honest, but they are also positive. They focus on progress instead of perfection. Another important idea is comparing yourself with others. This is something many people do every day. They look at someone who speaks English fluently, has a successful career, or seems very confident. Then they think, I will never be like that person. But comparisons are often unfair. You only see the result. You do not see the years of practice, the failures, the difficult moments, or the hard work behind that success. Think about your own life. 1 year ago, were you exactly the same person you are today? Probably not. Maybe you know more English words now. Maybe you have more experience at work. Maybe you have become kinder, stronger, or more patient. Growth is often slow, so we do not always notice it. But slow progress is still progress. A good habit is to compare yourself only with your past self. Ask yourself simple questions. Am I improving? Am I learning something new? Am I trying a little more than before? If the answer is yes, then you are moving in the right direction. That is something to celebrate. Let us look at a simple example. Imagine a woman named Emma. She wants to improve her English speaking. At first, she is afraid to speak because she thinks her pronunciation is not good. Every time she joins an online class, she stays quiet. She listens carefully, but she never answers the teacher's questions. After several weeks, she decides to make one small change. She promises herself that she will answer just one question in every class. The first time, her voice shakes a little. She makes a small grammar mistake. But nothing bad happens. The teacher smiles and thanks her for answering. The other students continue the conversation naturally. Emma realizes something very important. People are not waiting for her to be perfect. They are simply communicating with her. After a few more classes, speaking becomes easier. Her confidence grows because she takes action, not because she suddenly becomes perfect. This lesson is true in many parts of life. Confidence comes after action, not before it. Many people think they must feel confident before they begin. In reality, confidence often arrives because they begin. The first step is usually the hardest one, but it is also the most important one. Now let us talk about small daily habits that help you believe in yourself. Many people think confidence appears overnight, but that almost never happens. Confidence is built through simple actions that you repeat every day. Just like brushing your teeth or drinking water, believing in yourself can become a daily habit. The more you practice it, the more natural it feels. One helpful habit is keeping small promises to yourself. Imagine that you decide to read an English article for 10 minutes every morning. 10 minutes may not sound like much, but if you do it every day, you prove something important to yourself. You prove that you can trust yourself. Trust is the foundation of confidence. Every time you keep a promise, even a small one, your mind begins to believe, I can do what I say I will do. Now, imagine the opposite. Every Monday you say, this week I will study English every day. But after 1 or 2 days, you stop. Then the next week, you make the same promise again and break it again. Slowly, you begin to lose trust in yourself. You start thinking, I never finish anything. But the real problem is not your ability. The real problem is that your goals were too big or your plan was not realistic. Instead of making huge promises, make small ones. Read one page, learn 5 new words, listen to one short podcast, speak English for 5 minutes. These small actions are easier to complete, and every success makes you feel stronger. Small victories create big confidence over time. Another important habit is celebrating your progress. Many people only notice what they have not achieved yet. They forget to look at how far they have already come. For example, maybe 6 months ago you could not understand an English podcast. Today, you understand most of it. Maybe last year you were afraid to introduce yourself in English. Today, you can have a short conversation. These are real achievements, even if they seem small. Sometimes we focus so much on our future goals that we forget to appreciate our present progress. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you only look at the top, the journey feels endless. But if you stop for a moment and look behind you, you realize how far you have already climbed. Life works the same way. Looking back at your progress gives you energy to continue. Many successful people keep a journal. Every evening they write one thing they learned, one thing they did well, or one thing they are grateful for. This habit changes the way they think. Instead of focusing only on problems, they begin noticing positive moments too. You do not need to write a long story. Even one sentence is enough. You could write, "Today I learned 3 new English words," or "Today I spoke English without feeling nervous." These small notes remind you that you are moving forward. Now let us talk about mistakes. Many people believe mistakes are the opposite of success. But actually, mistakes are part of success. Think about babies learning to walk. Nobody expects a baby to stand up and walk perfectly on the first day. Falling is normal. Every fall teaches balance. Every attempt makes the baby stronger. Adults often forget this lesson. We expect ourselves to succeed immediately, and when we fail, we become disappointed. Learning any new skill follows the same pattern. A musician plays wrong notes before playing beautiful music. A chef burns food before cooking delicious meals. An athlete loses competitions before winning medals. An English learner makes grammar mistakes before speaking naturally. Mistakes are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you are practicing. Let us imagine another story. David wants to give a presentation at work in English. He spends many days preparing. When the presentation begins, he forgets one sentence and mispronounces several words. After the meeting, he feels embarrassed. He keeps thinking about those mistakes all evening, but his manager tells him something surprising. Your presentation was useful. People understood your ideas. The small mistakes did not matter. David realizes that he judged himself much more harshly than everyone else did. This happens to many of us. We remember every mistake we make, but other people usually remember the message, not the small errors. Most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to judge every word you say. Another useful habit is surrounding yourself with positive people. The people around you influence your confidence more than you may realize. Imagine spending every day with someone who always says, "You cannot do that. You will fail. That is impossible." After hearing these messages again and again, it becomes difficult to believe in yourself. Now imagine spending time with someone who says, "Keep trying. You are improving. Everyone starts somewhere." These words give you energy. They remind you that progress is possible. Positive people do not pretend life is easy. They simply encourage you to continue when things become difficult. If you cannot always find encouraging people around you, you can still choose positive books, podcasts, videos, and teachers. The information you listen to every day affects your mindset. Listening to encouraging voices helps replace negative thoughts with hopeful ones. Let us also talk about body language. Your body and your mind are connected. When you stand with your shoulders back, look forward, and smile gently, you often begin to feel more confident. This does not mean pretending to be someone else. It simply means allowing your body to support your mind. Imagine two people entering the same room. One walks slowly with their head down, avoiding eye contact. The other walks calmly, smiles politely, and says hello. Neither person may actually feel confident inside, but their body language creates a very different impression. Interestingly, positive body language can also help change how you feel inside. Breathing is another simple tool. When we feel nervous, our breathing often becomes fast and shallow, our heart beats faster, and our mind begins racing with negative thoughts. Before speaking English, attending a meeting, or trying something new, take one slow, deep breath, then take another. This simple action helps your body relax. A calm body supports a calm mind. Now let us think about success differently. Many people define success as getting perfect results, but real success is often much simpler. Success can mean trying when you were afraid. Success can mean finishing something you started. Success can mean speaking English even if you make mistakes. Success can mean refusing to give up. For example, imagine that your goal is to speak English with a tourist. One day, you finally start a conversation. Maybe you forget some words. Maybe you need to repeat yourself. But you communicate successfully. That is a success. The conversation was not perfect, but you were brave enough to begin. Every successful person has many stories like this. They succeeded because they kept trying, not because they never failed. Believing in yourself also means accepting that progress is sometimes slow. There will be days when you feel motivated and excited. There will also be days when you feel tired and discouraged. Both kinds of days are normal. The important thing is not how you feel every day. The important thing is whether you continue anyway. Imagine planting a small tree. During the first weeks, you may not notice much change, but under the ground, the roots are growing stronger. One day, the tree begins growing taller and healthier. Personal growth is often invisible at first. Just because you cannot see immediate results does not mean nothing is happening. Every lesson you study, every conversation you have, and every challenge you face is helping your roots grow stronger. Think about your own journey. Maybe you started learning English because you wanted a better job. Maybe you wanted to travel more comfortably. Maybe you simply wanted to understand movies, books, or conversations. Whatever your reason was, remember why you started. Your reason is your motivation. When you have difficult days, your reason reminds you to keep going. Sometimes people ask, how can I become more confident? The answer is not very complicated. Practice regularly. Speak kindly to yourself. Accept mistakes. Learn from them. Keep your promises to yourself. Celebrate small improvements. These simple habits may not seem exciting, but they create lasting confidence. Now let us imagine another situation. A young man named Alex dreams of changing his career. He wants to work for an international company, but he worries that his English is not good enough. Every day he tells himself, maybe next year. Months pass and nothing changes. One evening he decides to do something different. Instead of waiting until he feels ready, he sends one job application. A few days later, he receives an invitation for an interview. He is nervous, but he prepares carefully. During the interview, he makes a few grammar mistakes, but he answers honestly and confidently. He smiles, asks questions, and explains why he wants the job. A week later, he receives good news. He gets the position. Later, he realizes something important. If he had waited until he felt completely confident, he would never have applied. His confidence grew because he took the first step. This story teaches us an important lesson. Opportunities often appear after we begin, not before. We do not always need more confidence to take action. Sometimes we need more action to build confidence. Now let us think about daily conversations. Imagine meeting someone new. They ask, "How are you?" Instead of giving a very short answer every time, you decide to continue the conversation. You ask them a question too. You smile, you listen carefully. These are small actions, but they improve your communication skills. Little by little, talking to people becomes easier. Confidence grows through experience. The same is true for learning English. Every podcast you listen to improves your listening. Every book you read improves your vocabulary. Every conversation improves your speaking. Every mistake improves your understanding. Nothing is wasted if you continue learning. Let us also remember that everyone learns at a different speed. Some people improve quickly in speaking. Others improve faster in reading or listening. This is completely normal. Your journey is unique. There is no perfect timetable for success. The important thing is to continue moving forward instead of comparing your progress with someone else's. Here are a few simple sentences you can say to yourself every morning. I believe in myself. I am learning every day. I am stronger than yesterday. I can improve with practice. Mistakes help me grow. I will not give up. These sentences may sound simple, but words are powerful. The way you speak to yourself influences the way you see yourself. Positive words create positive habits, and positive habits create positive results. Now let us review the main ideas from today's podcast. Believing in yourself does not mean thinking you are perfect. It means believing that you can learn and improve. Confidence grows through action, not through waiting. Small daily habits create lasting change. Mistakes are teachers, not enemies. Comparing yourself with others usually steals your confidence, but comparing yourself with your past helps you see your progress. Keeping small promises to yourself builds trust, and trust builds confidence. Most importantly, remember that you do not need to become a different person. You already have the ability to grow. Every successful person was once a beginner. Every fluent English speaker once struggled with simple sentences. Every confident person once felt nervous. Growth is possible for everyone who continues practicing. Before we finish, I want you to think about one simple question. What is one small action you can take today? Maybe you can read one page in English. Maybe you can learn 5 new words. Maybe you can introduce yourself in English. Maybe you can have a short conversation with a friend. Do not wait until tomorrow. Start today. Small actions repeated every day create extraordinary results over time. Always remember this. Believe in yourself, even when progress feels slow. Believe in yourself, even when you make mistakes. Believe in yourself, even when nobody else can see your progress yet. Every step forward matters. Every lesson matters. Every effort matters. Your future is built by the small choices you make today. Thank you for listening to English Scale Podcast. I am Tom, and I am very happy you practiced English with me today. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself, and keep improving one step at a time. Your English does not need to be perfect today. It only needs to become a little better than yesterday. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you again in the next podcast.